Joining me right now, the author of a fascinating new book. It's called Miracle Ball, My Hunt for the Shot Heard Around the World. We're joined now by the author, by telephone today, Brian Biegel. Brian, thanks for joining us from Sarasota. How are you?
I'm doing great, Doug. Thanks. How are you?
Doing great. Yeah, great to have a chance to talk to you, had a chance to look through the book a little bit. And not only is this a great baseball story, of course it deals with Bobby Thompson's famous home run ball, but it's kind of a personal story for yourself with relationship mending with your father. It really is kind of a fascinating two-sided story here.
Yeah, I mean, part of the narrative, as you mentioned, is very personal to me and my dad. Basically, my dad was in possession of what he believed to have been the Bobby Thompson shot heard around the world baseball, and he came to me back in 2004 during a time which was very difficult for me after suffering through depression and anxiety from a divorce that I had just gone through. And he asked me to help him prove to him that he's got the ball. And I really didn't know where to start, but having a background in journalism and reporting, I just figured out that I would try and piece it all together using my investigative skills, and we started there. So it does have a lot of a father-son aspect to it, and my dad and I have forged a strong relationship as a result of this project.
Well, what makes it kind of interesting now, every time any of these ball players have a milestone home run or anything that happens in Major League, that ball is automatically either sent to the Hall of Fame or the person in the stands, they know who it is. Back then in 1951, I guess nobody thought of that, right?
Yeah, the rules there were no rules, basically, and there was not monetary value attached to any of these artifacts. So, if somebody caught a Mickey Mantle home run, baseball, or even right into the 70s with Hank Aaron and players like that, there wasn't much value put on them, so people would pass them around in their backyards with their children. It's just something like it is today.
Well, obviously giving away too much of the story, but where do you start when you want to find out the history of a ball like this? It has to be kind of difficult to even narrow that down.
Well, it is. I went right to the source. I went to Bobby Thompson, and he was kind enough to have me over his home. Just so you know, I was making a documentary film during this whole event, and we have everything on tape, and the film should be coming out in the summer, probably for broadcast. But anyhow, I started with Thompson, and he gave me my first lead, so to speak, which was to talk to the clubhouse man who put baseballs in front of Thompson's locker the day after the game from fans who claimed that they caught the ball the day before. And it turned out that it was a lot, that it wasn't true, but it led me to the clubhouse manager's son, Eddie Hogan, and from there, the whole journey just kept snowballing until I finally got to a team of forensic experts who examined some game photographs, which really led to the first big break in the story.
It is interesting because that game, it was on national TV, but you look back at the old kinescope for that, you really can't see a lot of detail. And I guess, like you said, you used some photographs. Was it from newspapers, pretty much, or were they personal photographs somebody took?
No, there was this one very famous photograph printed by the Daily News back in 1951. It's called Half Go to the Wall. In fact, Don DeLillo, the author, wrote a whole novella, a 16-page novella in his book Underworld. And it's a fictional version of what he assumed happened to Thompson baseball, because as everyone in baseball either knows or maybe don't know, that ball never appeared in 15 years. And the photo I'm talking about was brought to a team of forensic experts by myself, and they used new technology on that photograph to try and just see for any clues in there to point me in the right direction. And what they actually found out and learned miraculously was that the baseball can be seen mixed in with all those grainy black and white faces. They were able to pinpoint exactly where the ball was in the photograph, and it's floating in the air. It's about to be caught by a fan, and that fan and the people surrounding that fan became our suspects, and that's like the whole detective angle to this book.
It's fascinating, not only as a sports story, but using, like you said, forensics to hunt down the owner of the bull. It's great. Now, I know you talked to Bobby Thompson. Did you get a chance to talk to Ralph Branca?
I did talk to Biegel. We tried to get him on early on in the process, and he just wasn't willing to come on, and it just never panned out. No.
If you got a hold of that ball, you might want to tear it up, so you may not want to talk to him, right?
We'd probably give it to a German Shepherd to rip apart.
Well, Brian, this is a great book, and like you said, it deals not only with sports, some detective work, but also a relationship with your father. Of course, your Father's Day coming up. I think it'd make a great gift for Dad. Where can the folks get more information on the book?
Well, Amazon.com, any bookstore around the country should have it in stock by now, and BarnesandNoble.com. It's really very accessible, and it's a fabulous read, and I will say that for the first time in 58 years, there is a resolution to where Bobby Thompson's baseball has been secretly hidden away, and it's pretty astounding when you get to the end of the book and when you find out who had the ball all these years.
And how about the documentary, Brian? Is that going to come out soon, or is it already out?
It's not out yet. We're still working on granting a deal for broadcast, so stay tuned on that as well.
Look forward to when that comes out. Love to have you back on again. Again, it's called Miracle Ball, My Hunt for the Shot Heard Around the World. And Brian Biegel, thanks for joining us today. We'll look forward to talking again.
Okay, Bob. Thank you so much.